Fallout 4, Vault Boy, where I'm about to get assaulted by a Protectron. I mean, I gave him a subway token, and he gave me a railway spike to the stomach, so I don't know why he did that. I loaded it like 2 or 3 times, but I don't know why he attacked me, but he did attack me. Like, every time I try to give him a token, he would attack me. I do get blown up here a lot. Lister is actually like a level 70 or 68, I think is what he is. Like, very high. Like, very high. Like, no wonder it's so difficult to kill him.
He already knows I'm here? What the devil? How did he already know I was there?
Yeah, past me, it was like, I don't know why he was there. And it started a trend where I just started blowing up and dying. I don't know what it is about the episode where you have to chase down the courser, but it, like, kills me every single time. Like, if I have, like, 51 deaths, like, if I have 5 deaths, 4 of those 5 deaths will be in there. Now, a little fun fact here. When Fallout 4 was originally released November 10th of 2015, I had a surgery on November 11th. It was a day surgery where I was in, out, done. No, I don't want to talk about the surgery. It's actually gotten me in trouble. It's actually got me in trouble in the past at work. I'll just put it to you that way. Maybe you can kind of figure out what kind of male surgery I had. So it was funny because the game surprised me. I've never had that conversation with that synth. Every single time I beat it, I don't even notice that she opens it. All I remember is that a few times I'll hear her like, help me, and I'm like, oh, I gotta access this thing, so I gotta open it. And I'll open this terminal, I'll open it up, she's like, oh, I don't need any more help. And it's like, okay, yeah. So the game, like I said, released November 10th of 2015. I have been playing this game since November 10th of 2015, on and off, not like all day, every year. But I've had this game at least for like 6 to 8 months out of every year. You know, every once in a while I'll pawn it, and I'm like, oh, I really want to play it, so I'll buy it again. I've had it for the Xbox and the PC. I've played this game maybe 20, 30 times. Like, I've played through the game 20, 30 times. And legitimately, I have never had that conversation where she tells me where it's at. So, just interesting fun fact. I also decided to do things wildly different this kind of playthrough. I decided that I wanted to be polyamorous in this playthrough. I thought it would be a really cool idea. I had romanced Piper. She fell in love with me, and then I decided to take Nick Valentine with me, where I went and hooked up with Kate in the combat zone. I wanted to kind of, romance Kate as well as Piper. I think those are like the 2 or 3 girls. I know there's a couple of women that you can romance throughout the playthrough. I wish you could romance Codsworth, because that'd be dope. This was actually during a live stream. Anytime I have any of that Cash App for donations underneath there, those are me live streaming, and then when I don't live stream, all that stuff is gone. Almost showed a bunch of nudity. That's why I'm censoring it right there. Almost showed a boobie. And then for a minute here, I'm just leaving this in because this is absolutely hilarious. I thought Mayor McDonough was offering me a side job through Whitechapel Charlie after he called me a dirty, dirty boy. Nope, turns out it was Hancock. I just wasn't paying attention. I was too excited. Because, I'm like, hey, I want to know who's paying the bills. And he's like, all right, governor. Not like it's a big secret who I represent. Mayor Hancock. I know that's Australian, even though he's British. But yeah, I was like, oh, it's Mayor McDonough. What? Why is McDonough making me do this? This is so weird, you guys. And then it's fucking Hancock. So, yeah, not that big of a deal. I convinced him to pay me 400 caps, and Valentine didn't like that. That was before I got Kate. Kate told me she wants to go kill a whole bunch of raiders, and I said sure. So we went and did that. I forget what cheat this is, but it's all this. I think it's like the extended Commonwealth or something like that. It's not a cheat, but it's an extended Commonwealth where basically I cleared out the warehouses, by the way, silently for the first 2, as you can see there, and then the third one Kate went loud. But there's different missions, like for Piper you can go pick up a whole bunch of. This is great. He asked me what I'm doing, and then I'm like, oh, I don't know, and he's like, oh, I don't know. I'm giving you the 400 caps. But no, so with I think it's the Cluttered Commonwealth or Extended Commonwealth, like with Piper, she's like, hey, you know how like she talks about her printing press is like getting low or whatever, you can go find parts to fix it. With Kate, I think you can go and like free up a whole bunch of stuff. Kate tells me that she's not a rich girl, but she'll find something to pay me back with.
Yeah, you and Piper are gonna be my girlfriends, so deal with that.
I let her know that we're not friends. I hate the railroad. I don't know why I dislike the railroad, so I killed the railroad in due time. And Glory decided she wanted to run away in sheer panic because I had frenzied her, so I put a couple slugs in her back. I know it's against the Geneva Conventions, but I don't care. One fun part about this is that every single time I do this mission, the Silver Shroud stuff, I've always been able to save Kent. And it's weird because a lot of people tell me that there's threads about this. I almost die here. There's threads about it on Reddit where people are like, I cannot save Kent. How do I save Kent? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, it's so easy for me to save Kent. I think I've lost Kent like once. And people are like, oh, I gotta reload and reload and reload. I'm like, yeah, if I'm lucky, I lose Kent. So I talked to Father here. Basically, I went a different route where I basically told Father I want out. I was like, hey, I don't believe you. This is BS. You're bullshitting me. You're not my son, blah, 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 this can't happen. And he's like, hey, you're going to be an enemy of the Institute. So I tried to pickpocket him here. Couldn't. And so I put a slug in the back of his head. I strip him naked. Fun fact, when I come back to the Institute to raid everything, he's got his clothes back on. I just think it's great. So Kate, tells me that she needs to go get rescued in Vault 95. She wants to get clean because she is starting to love me here. And then this very awkward part of the live stream happened. Says she's screaming in pain. I've never heard someone scream in pain like that quite before. So I'm pretty sure Kate was having herself a grand old time there. And yeah, I somehow deleted water. I didn't know how I did that, but I got a couple of mods on that delete water. So one of the final parts of the game is big guns. And one of the problems that I had, I self-destructed the robots here actually, which is a fun little command. If you sneak around back, kill the main guy up top, you can self-destruct the robots, and then it makes killing everybody inside easier. But, a Yagway interrupts Kate and I, where I get her to be my girlfriend here. No spoilers. I mean, everyone knows I play with high charisma if I can. If I can make a high charisma character with who I'm playing as, I'm going to go high charisma, which means I pass every charisma check. So, big guns, old guns, whatever one you're supposed to do before and after is... glitched out so many times for me. It pissed me off beyond belief. So I did a little bit of extra reading, like I always end up having to do when the game totally glitches out on me. So for big guns or old guns to initiate, you're supposed to have like Ronnie show up a couple times after that. I used the cheat terminal to get it to fix everything, and then I forget, there was something that was supposed to happen as well too, but for one of the Minutemen quests to start before you get old guns, you're supposed to have like 8 Minutemen, plus 8 for your Minutemen approval, or whatever. Or yeah, for you to adjust along a certain path, you're supposed to have like a plus 8 for your Minutemen towns or whatever, like transferred over. I had a plus 18. So the cheat terminal came in super handy. I had some Courser uniforms that I had saved, as well as some Desert Eagles I had saved throughout my playthrough. And I ranked because I was Gun Nut 4 as well as I was Armorer 4. I tried to trade with everybody and I couldn't. And Preston's like, "You sure we don't need that?" And I was like, "Yeah, Preston, we need that, but I can't trade with you jackanapes." So I just dropped everything. There was no sense in me carrying all that nonsense if I wasn't like, I can just, like at this point in time in the game, I've got so many guns and weapons because I can only use my 10mm pistol and my Vault Boy stuff. Anything that comes in a vault, I can use. So, like, it really upset me that I couldn't transfer anything on over. And, yeah, I just thought it was funny because I actually forgot to get the FEV virus, or the FEV stuff. And so I hurried up and got in there. I just think it's nice that when you... When Virgil's like, "Hey, yeah, check this out," you're like, "Okay, yeah, Virgil, you got it." Like, I'll get you your stuff, because he's literally depending upon you. He's like, "Hey, here you go, everything up front. Just do this one thing for me." And you're like, "Oh, okay, I could." So some interesting facts that I kind of want to spit at you. I finished the game at level 46. Took me 23 hours and 4 minutes to beat the game because I had to level up constantly. I was finding my... and speaking of leveling up, I had the Idiot Savant experience boost happen 338 times. It took me 12 games in day to beat the episode. I had a little bit of a heavy metal moment there. I say 12-ish days, I should say, because I had to make a whole bunch of adjustments due to the Ronnie Shaw glitch about big guns. Killed 61 legendaries. I actually murdered 9 people and I assaulted 4. I know of 1 assault because I got really pissed off at Marcy Long. And then I had a total of 805 enemies killed in that whole thing. Would I say try the Vault Boy? Yes, I would say try the Vault Boy. The Vault Boy playthrough is ridiculous. It is hard. It is fun. It really teaches you to try to go a specific route. I think the Idiot Savant perk is necessary. I feel like it is something that you need just because it helps you level up. Just the playthrough was ridiculously hard. It was even harder than the 1-up challenge. So yeah, that's how I beat Fallout 4 as the Vault Boy. And here are just some cool little extras that I thought I'd throw in. I'm gonna let you enjoy them. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time. I love your faces, everybody. Bye now.
No, you're an addict. You need help.
Oh, not this again. We'd have never made it this far without the sight.
The sight isn't worth killing yourself over, Mama Murphy. It doesn't have to define what you are or what you can give.
All right, kid. You got me. If me hanging around for a little longer is worth that much to you, then I'll go clean. No more chems, no more sight.
Don't chew on that, you fucking psycho. Hey, don't chew on it. What did I just say? For realsies, what did I just say? I said don't chew on it, and you just chew on it. Well, I mean, that's your name, Mr. Blue Nibbles the Turd. Stop chewing on it, Blue. Stop chewing on it, homie. Blue. Hey, don't eat it. Don't eat it.
That's what gaming with parrots is like.